Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody. This is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Thank you guys so much for joining this with me. Now, let's get started with tonight's review of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, coming to us from Cincinnati, Ohio. I believe not too far from Moxley's hometown. But let's get down to business. Tonight we had CM Punk and Logan Paul cutting a promo. Logan Paul has a death wish, by the way, because Logan Paul has owned. You know how when you see people do dangerous things and say disrespectful things, and someone in the comment section would say, "You have chosen death." Logan has chosen to delay death, slapping CM Punk in the face and running for dear life. But he'll get his in the Elimination Chamber. We saw Penta versus Pete Dunne versus Ludwig Kaiser. I was not at all expecting Ludwig Kaiser to win. Obviously, Penta was the highlight of that match with the sunset flip that one of the other competitors turned into a powerbomb, along with other things. However, I was not expecting Ludwig Kaiser to win this match, but he obviously did. Another thing I was not expecting tonight was for Simp 19 Dominic Mysterio. And for those of you who are new to this channel, in kayfabe fun, I like to call Dominic Mysterio Simp 19 because he is a villain who turned on his family who loved and cared for him over a woman and then cheated on that same woman with another woman. You can't build a house by destroying someone else's, Rhea. I'm just saying. But watching Rhea beat up Dominic on the first episode of Raw was satisfying. But nonetheless, I was expecting Simp 19 to die. I was really prepared to go on my community posts and in the comment sections and say, in memory of Dominic Mysterio, birth date dash this date, because I really thought he was going to die tonight at the hands of Braun Breaker. But due to the ambush of the Judgment Day, which is falling apart, Simp 19 Dom escaped with his life intact. AJ Styles was nowhere to be to the rescue, but I still want to see AJ Styles versus Braun Breaker at WrestleMania next month, or the month after next, I apologize. Speaking of things we will be seeing in the future, I did not know Sami Zayn went to Kevin Owens' house. Y'all going over to folks' houses now. Triple H has done this once. He went over to Randy Orton's house and threw him through a window, which was very entertaining. I remember seeing that and knowing that much like The Undertaker went into Paul Bearer's home in 98, Triple H was going to interfere. I saw that whole thing coming when it happened. Moving forward, we also saw Cody Rhodes addressing The Rock, addressing his response on The Rock, asking Cody Rhodes for his soul. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to make y'all laugh, but I'm going to say this. Rock, I am a huge fan. I have a Student of the Month picture of me doing the eyebrow like The Rock as a kid. So I'm a huge fan of The Rock. But Rock, I rebuke you. That's right. I rebuke you. I like you, but I rebuke you. I ain't selling my soul to nobody. When did the Illuminati come to the WWE? I rebuke you, Rock. I'm just playing. But in any event, moving forward, Cody Rhodes came out and addressed it. Seth Rollins came out all in red like some gothic vampire. I don't need to see y'all looking in red. I know I got that guy in red and I got the ministry version of The Undertaker right there. But I don't need to see you guys in red. I'm about to start praying. But in any event, Seth Rollins made some good points. He tried to talk sense into Cody Rhodes, or better yet, convince Cody Rhodes not to go for The Rock's idea. And apparently The Rock is a tweener because he's announced New Orleans will host WrestleMania next year. Hopefully nobody has a streak to defend. See my favorite review on my favorite matches of New Orleans for details. But in the but in the meantime, hopefully no streaks need to be defended. And moving forward, Seth Rollins said, "Hey, he plans on winning, but when he wins, he wants to face the Cody Rhodes who fought for to keep his family dream alive. He wanted to fight the Cody Rhodes that he helped win at WrestleMania last year. He wants that Cody Rhodes, not the Cody Rhodes who would allegedly dye his hair and sell out, as many people are making community posts about Cody Rhodes dyeing his hair black like he did in AEW. Who knows? I don't know. I do know one thing. Speaking of, last year, I don't know if you guys watched this podcast of one of my all time favorites, The Undertaker, but The Undertaker did say that he could see Cody Rhodes being a bit of a good heel. Whether it's a brash, arrogant heel or a cold heel, The Undertaker said on his podcast, I don't know if anyone saw it, but he did say he sees Cody Rhodes being a good villain. He's a good face, but he's also, according to The Undertaker, has the potential to be a good villain. And this is the part where what The Undertaker may have said could come to pass with The Rock. But I still rebuke you, Rock. Just playing. But moving forward, tonight we saw, if I have covered everything. Speaking of heel turns, I hope that Dakota Kai doesn't get too frustrated because this is her second time going up against Laura Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Fun fact, Valkyria is not the first Women's Intercontinental Champion. The first is actually China, God rest her soul. She won the championship in 1999 when it was the men's title. But congratulations to Valkyria. Hopefully Dakota Kai doesn't get too frustrated. And of course, we saw Gunter bully Akira Tozawa in a match, but Akira did put up a bit of a fight. Now, moving forward, thank you, Jey Uso, for coming to the rescue and super kicking Grayson Waller in the face for talking too much. And in other news, New Day continue to get on all of our nerves. Let's get into this main event. We had Bianca Belair and Naomi facing off against Raquel and Liv Morgan for the tag team championships. And unfortunately, after what was an amazing tag team match, I was actually rooting for Bianca and Naomi to win. But in spite of the amazing effort, and of course, it was awesome as the fans chanted, we got Liv and Raquel as tag team champions, thanks in part to Simp19 Dom. But did anyone else think Jade Cargill was going to show up tonight? I just had that feeling that something was going to happen. You know, sometimes you just think something's going to happen, but it doesn't happen. And sometimes you think something's going to happen, and it does happen. But tonight was the night where we didn't see anything special. But that tag team match really was special. It was awesome to watch. Unfortunately, I was rooting for Naomi and Bianca to win, and they didn't. Darn it. Liv and Raquel are champions for a precedented third time. Nonetheless, let me know what you think of tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. I'm your host, Daniel Cody. And tell me in the comment sections, do you think Cody Rhodes is going to sell himself to The Rock? I rebuke The Rock. As much as I am a fan of The Rock, I rebuke The Rock. Leave that Illuminati stuff somewhere else, please. Don't bring that mess here. But in any event, much respect to the final boss. I'm still a fan of The Rock, but I rebuke The Rock for this kayfabe situation. But in any event, is Cody Rhodes going to sell out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and I will see you next time.